Today I've got the CEO of Nutrapharma Corporation, Rik Deitsch, on the line with me. A little background about Rik. Rik has been a biochemist for over 25 years, has written a book called Invisible Killers, and he lectures and teaches on biotechnology all over the country, universities, and so forth. And we're real happy to have Rik with us today to talk about our latest product just being released called Pet Pain Away. So, Rik, it's a real pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you for taking some time. I know it's the holidays, it's Christmas Eve, and we're just thrilled to have you on here as a guest today. So just tell us a little bit about your excitement about Pet Pain Away and where we're at and where you see it going next year in 2015.
Well, Steve, thanks for having me. And I tell you, this is an amazing way to wrap up this year. This has been a watershed year for Nutrapharma. We've really turned things around dramatically. We've gotten Nyloxin out there into the distributors' hands and done some great sales with Nyloxin and great exposure with commercials and the like. And now we're launching Pet Pain Away. And we've been talking about this for a while, but it's so exciting to get the product out into the hands of the consumers, and we're already generating some amazing testimonials. You got to understand that with Nyloxin, with other pain drugs out there, there's a lot of choices for humans for over-the-counter pain medication. There just isn't for dogs and cats. There isn't for companion animals. And the market is unbelievable. I didn't even understand it until we started looking into it. The cats, there's over 95 million cats in the United States that are owned by people, not just stray cats. There's over 83 million dogs, 20 million birds, and over 8.3 million horses in the United States as companion animals. This year, Americans are going to spend almost $60 billion on their pets, on their companion animals. Of that $60 billion, over 13 billion is for OTC medicine, over-the-counter medicines for their pets. This is such an amazing opportunity for us. And if you start looking at what they can do, the only thing they're really doing for pain is glucosamine as an over-the-counter. And glucosamine is a great product. People are familiar with things like Osteobiflex, but glucosamine needs to be taken every day. It needs to be taken at high doses. And then, if you're lucky, in 6 to 8 months, you start seeing some changes in joint spacing, and it helps with things like arthritis. But it doesn't help with inflammation. It doesn't help with hip dysplasia or anything like that. It doesn't help with other things that cause pain in dogs and cats. So there's really nothing they can take. In fact, let me just step back a second and talk about pain in dogs and cats, because obviously humans know when they're in pain. They're clearly able to say that they're in pain. But dogs and cats really have very different ways of showing, if they're in pain. For the most part, there's going to be a loss of normal behavior. They're going to act a little different. They might not be moving around as much. For cats, for example, they won't groom themselves as much. And then they also react to touch differently. If they're in pain, they don't want to be touched, or if you touch especially an area that's in pain, they'll react to it. And they might even start nipping or biting or scratching in the case of cats. So you look for these changes in behavior. And of course, all dogs and cats, as they age, they're going to have the regular aches and pains that we normally deal with aging, in addition to pain from hip dysplasia or other conditions. All that being said, what do? If you go to the vet right now and you say, my dog's in pain, my cat's in pain, well, they'll tell you to keep them comfortable. They might offer some heat or cold therapy, but there's not much they can do for you. For dogs, there's some NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and things like Novox and Edogesic and Metacam, but they are not supposed to be used chronically. They can cause digestive problems, kidney problems, liver problems. They really don't want you to use these in any kind of high dose in dogs for any kind of period of time. The other option they can give for dogs are opiates, tramadol or Demerol. And all that really does is knock them out. It makes them sleepy, and they kind of go to sleep all the time, but it deals with their pain. But they're certainly not the dog you brought home. They're not the dog that you love. And then cats are even worse. There's really no NSAIDs for cats. In fact, the only thing they give is Metacam. It's only approved for a single post-surgical injection to relieve pain. It's not supposed to be used chronically. It's not supposed to be used after that. All over-the-counter treatments for pain cause kidney failure in cats. And so there's really not much you can do with cats at all. This really is a game changer. What we're offering with Pet Pain Away is the first safe, non-addictive, non-opiate, NSAID-free treatment for pet pain. It is really a game changer. There's nothing else to compare it to on the market. For those of you that haven't seen Pet Pain Away yet, it is an oral gel. It's dosed as a 2-ounce tube, and it's very, very easy to use. You can put a little dose, like a pea-sized dose, about 1/8 of a teaspoon on the tip of your finger, and pets will just lick it right off your finger. Dogs and cats love it. It is a hypoallergenic chicken flavor. We agonized over the flavor. We tested more than 25 different flavors. We realized it's not just the flavor, it's also the smell. So it's got to smell like something for dogs and cats to like it. But I think we came up with the perfect flavor. It's a chicken gravy flavor is what it's called. It's all natural, and it's hypoallergenic. So if you do have a dog or a cat that's allergic to chicken, and apparently that is something that happens with dogs, it is hypoallergenic, so there's no issue with any dogs or cats that would normally be allergic to chicken. But it's a flavor they absolutely love. They can lick it right off your finger, or you can feel free to put it in with their food, and they'll eat it right along with their food. And it's absolutely amazing. We do have a weight per dose chart. Less than 20 pounds, we're recommending about 1/8 of a teaspoon one time daily. 20 to 60 pounds, 1/8 of a teaspoon twice daily, or bigger than 60 pounds for like the larger dogs, 1/4 teaspoon twice daily. So for the average size dog or cat, 1 tube of Pet Pain Away should last at least a month. It can last 30 days. For larger dogs, you'll go through it faster. There is no upper dose. I mean, you can certainly give more, but the recommended dose that the doses we're recommending have been shown to be highly effective. So what do you expect? When we first start using Pet Pain Away, we've seen even almost immediate effects on older dogs and cats, where they just start becoming like they used to be. They can run around the house. They're going to start feeling happier, friendlier. I don't want to say that there's behavior modification. I would say that if you're pain-free, you're going to be happier. You're going to be mentally healthier, and you're going to see that in your dogs and cats. As much as I keep talking about dogs and cats, which most of us can relate to, we already have testimonials in birds and horses. People that have given this to their parrots and to their horses. One woman already says that we saved her parrot's life, that he just was not eating anymore. He was off his food, and now he's happier, he's healthier, he's obviously feeling better, and he's eating his food again. So we've already seen this difference. I really believe, like I said, that 2014 was a watershed year for NutraPharma. We got our act together. We moved things forward. We brought all of our research in-house. We brought all of our manufacturing. We brought all of our order fulfillment in-house. And we were able to now launch our first new product since 2011, the Pet Pain Away, into a market that desperately needs this product. So I'm incredibly excited. The Pet Pain Away website is up, and it's an amazing website. There's already the first commercial is on the bottom right of the website. If you have trying to do, we're trying to help our beloved family members, our companion animals, our dogs, cats, horses, and birds. And I think it's really going to make a difference in not only the pets' lives, but lives of the family. The last thing I'd like to say about this is one of the criticisms that we've gotten with Nyloxin, and we've gotten it since the very beginning, is that pain products tend to have a very large placebo effect with people that are using it. So if people say Nyloxin absolutely worked for them, a lot of people, the skeptics, are going to say, well, it's placebo effect. They feel better because they think they're supposed to feel better. Now, we know that's not true. The clinical research certainly supports the activity of the product, and we know it works. But I absolutely love this in dogs and cats. There's no such thing as placebo effect in dogs or cats. They don't know that what you're giving them is supposed to make them feel better. So when you see them feel better, you see them running around, you see them more active, you know that the product is working. So it absolutely puts to rest the question of whether or not these active components are a placebo effect or they're actually doing something. We know that the product works. It's going to work in pain. It's going to work in inflammation. It's going to work very quickly without risk of side effects. So, Steve, I think I kind of covered most of what we were discussing. If you had any questions or if you want me to cover anything else, let me know.
Okay, Rick. Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, we have a lot of people that are very, very excited about Pet Pain Away and are already sharing it with their friends, their family, with their own pets, and the testimonials are just starting to roll in, and I know the product is flying off the shelf. So congratulations on a successful launch with Pet Pain Away.